World Health Organization says 500,000 deaths are caused because of drugs, with more than 70% being because of opioid misuse, with 30% of that ending up in overdose. For this reason, I will talk to you all about the opioid crisis. I feel like I'm a reliable source because I have done a multitude of research and watched documentaries, and I feel like I know what I'm talking about. So today I will be talking to you all about that. And because prescription opioids are so serious, it's important to, listen and learn to me, and then share this information with others so you know what to do and what to look out for if something ever happens within your family or friends dealing with opioids. First, I will speak to you all about what exactly an opioid is and how the opioid crisis began. Then I will talk to you all about the effects that opioids have. And then lastly, I will talk about solutions and what's already being done to end the opioid crisis. So first, Georgia Hospital Association says opioids are substances that act on receptors to produce morphine-like effects. And then what happened with the opioid crisis beginning was pharmaceutical companies was telling other people that opioids wouldn't be something that would be addictive. So what they did was they put out prescriptions with higher rates, which means they put, more pills than they should have in a bottle or whatever and sent it out. And what it ended up happening was it was misused and it became a big crisis. Now, Nature News says there are three main phases of the opioid crisis. The first one began in the 1990s, and it was regular opioids. The second one was in 2010, and they switched from opioids to heroin. And the last one happened in 2013, and they went from heroin to synthetic opioids, which would be like fentanyl. Here's a picture of that. And now to get into the effects. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says 22 out of 100 people died from overdose. Opioids were involved in over 70%, to be exact, it was 70.6%, which would be about 50,000 of the 71,000 drug overdose deaths caused. Here's a picture of that. CDC also says that the economic burden misuse in the United States is about $78.5 billion a year. But I did a little bit more research before I did this video, and it was updated, and it went from 78.5 billion to 1.02 trillion. And that includes costs for healthcare, costs for opioid use disorder treatment, for criminal justice, for lost work productivity, and reduced quality of life. And then lastly, some of the solutions would be to use a reverse drug called Narcan. It's a nasal spray. And this is for if somebody overdoses around you. And signs of overdose would be pinpoint pupils, unconsciousness, shallow and slow breathing, pale skin, blue lips, and snoring, rest breathing. And a sign of opioid abuse would be not using the pain medication that follows your doctor's prescriptions, spending a great deal of time and effort obtaining the drug, and then snorting and injecting the drug. So if you see injection marks, or somebody prefers to sniff a pill instead of just, swallowing it down, that's a sign of opioid abuse. And in conclusion, the opioid crisis began when pharmaceutical companies began to prescribe opioids in greater rates, which caused misuse. And it was a major effect on the economic burden. And now a lot of solutions are being talked about. And lastly, I want to leave you with this. A lot of pregnant women tend to misuse opioids, and it causes their children to be born with withdrawals. I feel like that's important because it shows you that even though you think you're doing everything right, it could be something as simple as, taking a pill when you shouldn't, and it leaves an issue on your baby.